Hello and welcome to another Poppy Builds video. Yay! Today we are in Windenburg and I thought, you know what, let's build a tiny home, but a 4x4x4 tiny home. I recently saw someone do like a 3x3 challenge tiny home build and I decided, no, it's time to do a 4x4x4 home because I wanted to have a little bit more freedom whilst also still making it very small. I absolutely adore how this build turned out. The concept behind it obviously was 4x4x4. Count how many times I say that in the video. You'll be surprised. With a very modern twist on it. The sim that I have decided to live here, you can see her in the bottom left corner, is like kind of a fashionista slash writer. So she has a very strong sense of style. She knows what is hip slash in. I felt 1,000 saying the word hip, but she knows what is in, and that is how this build has been designed. I also added just a few pops of color here and there to give it something a little bit different. And I genuinely, this build is 100% play tested. They can go everywhere in this home. I love how it turned out. And I added some I don't know what it's called, but it's trimming, but it's not for the roof. So like floor trimming, siding maybe is the proper analog term for it. I don't know. But I added like a, what color would you call that? Light brown, but it's not light brown, it's more of a cream color. Look, I'm not a professional here. I don't know the colors. Well, a light cream. Just I thought to break up the space a little bit because I didn't want it all to be white on black on white on black. And so adding the pink fencing and this cream trimming for the walls, like the flooring and also on the roof, I genuinely think made it look really awesome. And then these stone pieces look just ideal, like the columns, because again they look very modern, marble-esque, and I quite like them. I thought about adding a roof piece and then it didn't make sense because where I was going to put the bedroom is the top, and I didn't like it as much as I wanted to like it. I'm still not sure if I kept it or not because the bedroom is the top floor, not the kitchen, and so we will have to see if it stays. I also, where I put the fence, I ended up moving it because of how the layout and design of like when you go onto the gallery is presented. I wanted people to see the fence, and I did this like backwards, even though the mailbox again is in the bottom left corner, so I thought that would mean the front would be where I'm decorating now, but no. So I ended up flipping where the fence is, and it did take me a while to find, the staircase. It did take me a while to find a railing for the stairway, but I went with a black one instead of a pink one because I could not find a matching one. I also thought it would be really cool to have a full-length ladder, which again initially I wanted it to be on the back, but it ends up being on the front when I move the staircase. I also wanted to have a massive bathroom. I didn't want it to be a very tiny bathroom because again, in my mind, the sim that's living here is like a little bit of fashionista, a writer, so maybe she writes fashion blogs or something, like works in the fashion industry as a writer, and has a lot of clothing, and she needs somewhere to get ready, and that's why I wanted a really nice big bathroom. So it did take me a while to figure out where I wanted that to be, and it mainly had to do with like messing around with the staircase. So the second level just has pretty much almost all of it is a bathroom. Thought that was a decent compromise, like didn't have to go too far up or too far down to go to the bathroom, and it is massive, which I absolutely love. Now for the windows and doors, I wanted to match whatever color the window / door was based on the color that the outside wall was. So some walls are white, some windows are white, some doors are black. Ugh. Some windows are white, some windows are black. I think all the doors except for the entryway are white because they all of the balconies have white walls on them. My favorite part of this build, apart from the structural design of it, I just absolutely adore, is the bay window that we are eventually going to add on the first floor. I was able to figure out how to slide some stuff into it, and I think it made it open up the space, but also just add a few more elements that you normally can't have in a boxy build. And so this again is a 4x4x4, not including the patios and balconies I made. So shh, it's fine, it's fine. It did take me a while to figure out where I wanted all of the windows, but I think I got them exactly where I wanted, and I did switch it out to have a bay window. And then for the tiles on the front, I wanted it to be a little bit just like grayscale and match with the whole entire build. So I didn't know what I wanted, so I tested out a lot of things, and I eventually went with these white nice tiles, which I think overall suited the space. And then inside, the outside is very, very modern, black and white. The inside has a few more warmer tones, nice and cozy vibes. It's not black and white on the inside. So she kept the outside very fashionable and the inside with a bit more of her personal taste. Again, I'm building this tiny home based around one entire sim, which I think is how, if you got a sim in mind, you build for them. And here's where I add the bay window. I love the bay window. I messed around a bit with the color of the walls again, and I eventually decided on this very light lilac color. I think it suited it, and I liked it. Now this is going to be the bedroom. This is going to be the 4th floor, top floor. And I wanted it to be very clean, simple, and just homey. I wanted it also to be stick with pretty much the same color schematic for almost all of it, and also have a few modern vibes. And again, FYI, The Sims, one of her favorite aesthetics is the color light pink, so that is what you can see in a few accent pieces like the wardrobe and the fence outside. I tried to keep everything very simple in the bedroom. I wanted it to be just for sleeping. And then I added these curtains, which they suit the place. I like to have whenever I build bedrooms, if I have the budget, to always have curtains. So I just didn't want to clutter everything up too much, but I thought curtains was a nice addition to the space. Also, I'm pretty certain these speakers aren't functional, they're just there for aesthetic. So I put the microphone in front of it, and I thought that was fine. Just to add a few skill building items up here, because I didn't want the bedroom just to be for sleeping. I wanted it to have maybe the mirror and some musical items. And this is when I started to decorate the bathroom, and because of the awkward shape, I really for the longest time wanted to add a bathtub into it. And I was like, yes, it is so going to fit, along with a shower and a sink and a toilet. And it didn't. like I couldn't make it work, and I didn't want to move the door because what I had planned for the other space on the second floor was for a desk, and if you move the door I couldn't have the desk and then it would cut off all the space. But I didn't want to make the bathroom smaller, so I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I left, and then I said, that's enough, I'm gonna do all the other spaces first and come back to the bathroom later. And then here, the first floor is going to be the kitchen. And this is when I decided to move the front door because it didn't work where I had it. It cut up the space too much. It made 3 out of the 4 walls unusable. Like every single wall had something on it, so I couldn't have any nice kitchen counters. And to remedy that, I switched where the door was, and I actually think it turned out better because of that. Even though in retrospect, I probably would have switched the ladder to the other side of the build, so then it wouldn't, I wanted it to be like a secret cool escape hatch, and so I wouldn't have had that on the front. But apart from that, I'm pretty content with everything in this build. And the first floor is going to be completely just for kitchen, eating, and hosting. That's it. I wanted the kitchen to be very nice and clean. I wanted it to have a nice light vibe to it. I chose this blue color because she's on the ocean. I always think, or I don't know, is Windenburg on like the ocean, the bay? It's on some body of water, and I wish we could, like, Sims could swim in it. That would be so cool, but alas, you can't. So I pretended instead that the beach was in the home, and is why I chose these lighter colors. And also light blue cabinets. Cabinets of color are very in trend right now, if my Pinterest has anything to say about it. I also wanted to make sure like there was a lot of cabinet space in here so that she had more space, because with tiny homes you always run out of space and you gotta think innovatively, and the kitchen needed lots and lots of storage. One day I hope that vertical garden walls, like if I ever become again filthy rich, I will have so many of them in my house because I think they are very fashionable, very modern, and a lot of the times very environmentally friendly, because you can do like vertical lettuce gardens, vertical like fruit, veggie. They're so cool, okay, is where I'm going with this, and I would like to have one in my real life. And so I put one in this tiny little modern home because I think that is very representative of modern and hopefully futuristically sustainable. I hope you liked that little spiel about vertical gardens. Now, for the bay window, this is when I realized, like, initially, I don't know if the Sims, like, updated this and fixed it, but every time you had, like, a window extend from there and you had a little bit of extra space, you couldn't actually put anything in it without a lot of, like, messing about. And for some reason in this build, like, I messed about for, like, 2 seconds, and then it just, like, glitched, and I was immediately able to put things on it without having everything automatically jump at 50,000 feet. And so I thought, you know what would look really good in there? A little jukebox, and it does. I put in a plant, so that to me made the space really feel like it was ideal for hosting. I also wanted to show a little bit of self-restraint, and however much I did want to clutter up the space, I didn't, because again, I was building with this sim in mind, not me. And so instead I just tried to do a few like very intentional decorations and then call it quits for the kitchen area. I wanted to make it seem very open and welcoming and chill. So I just make sure to test everything, and then everyone came to say, welcome to the place, and they kept on climbing up the ladder. So that was very rude. I had to send them all home to continue with the build. It was quite rude. They kept on climbing my emergency ladder. The second floor again is going to be the bathroom, and I'm going to make it her workspace. This little spot fit a desk perfectly. It's exactly what I wanted to do with this little area. Perfect, very simple. And then I added some string lights because I liked them. That's it. That's the only reason why I added them. Also didn't wrap the string lights around the whole entire space. Instead, I only did it partially. I did add string lights, I think, to the third floor also, and that I did around the whole entire space. And they actually didn't glitch with the ladder, which I think that is the reason why I didn't for the second floor add lights around the whole entire way, but for the third floor I did. Because I was like, who cares? She can sleep on the couch if she can't get to the bedroom, but she could, so don't worry. I didn't initially know what type of decorations / clutter I wanted on the desk. I knew I wanted, again, to keep it very simple and functional, and I think this is what I went with, finally. I might have gotten rid of the smaller candles, not the light candles. And here I am, just adding a little pop of pink. Quite like it. And after messing about a bit, this is the final area for the desk space, which I quite liked. So that is going to be the second floor. Again, I just haven't tackled the bathroom yet because it makes me sad. And so instead, we just moved on directly to the third floor. Here is going to be the living room area. I wanted it to be very chill and another place that when she has friends over that they can hang. I wanted to keep, for the living room space, to be just a little bit muted with a few like intentional accents. I really love this chair. I don't know what pack it's from. Can't tell you right now to save the life of me, but maybe Moschino? Thoughts? I have no idea, but I like it, and I think it is very like fashion forward, that chair. Like, that's an art piece that if you saw it in someone's home, you'd be like, oh gosh darn. They've got a sense of style, and that's exactly who this sim is. If they're going to be a fashion writer, they need to have some sense. And that chair is it. It's so cute. I love it. And here I wanted to put a little bookcase, and the sim, and it not glitch with the ladder. Again, no glitching. They can go to every single floor. Phew. I also kept everything quite simple in this whole entire build. Everything she places is quite intentional, and here's where I decided to add the string lights to the whole entire room, including the ladder, and it was completely functional. Big sigh. Here's where I finally come back to the bathroom and question everything, because I just didn't want to add it and have like little space, like too much space. So I thought that adding this mirror from Jungle Adventure really made it look very intentional and quite nice, and that if you wanted, you could definitely probably get rid of the mirror and figure out how to add a washer and dryer in here. So that is definitely up to you. But I thought, you know what, I don't want that. We're going to keep the bathroom very sparse and open, and a space for her to test out new outfits and things like that. I wish I had been able to fit a bathtub in here, but I think it would have been very, very squishy if I had done some like cheats to get one in here. So the full-length mirror, it was a better choice overall. Now for the outside balconies, they are not part of the 4x4x4 build. They're little extensions, and I don't care. I'm still claiming this is a 4x4x4 build. Should it be 4x4x4x4 or 4x4x4? No, 4x4x4. Yes. If it was 4x4x4x4, that would be 8 blocks? No, it's 4x4x4. Interesting. Yes. I kept the outsides of this 4x4x4 quite minimalistic, very simple. I didn't want them to be too much. And that's literally it. For the second floor though, I did add a chess table and an easel outside, just to give you, if you decide to download this build, whatever you want to do with it. I don't know how much this came out to be. I think it was actually really, really cheap. Maybe because it was so tiny. Oh, it's skinny tall. But it's cheaper than I expected for like the quality of things I put in it and the amount of things I put in it. I think it might be under like 40,000, or it's like 86,000 and I'm just talking out of my butt. I don't remember. And I put the first floor, the outside section, to be another little dining room area. So again, they can chill out here with friends. And I put a little grill, which I quite like. And now for all of the landscaping decisions, it's 46,000, did you see that? So kind of around what I guessed so far, not too bad. I said around 40,000, which again, for the amount of stuff I put in this build, it's pretty cheap. Like, it's high scale, but on a small size. I didn't want to do much landscaping. I just wanted to match a bit of the exterior and keep it as that. I initially was going to add a pond, and I was like, why? That it didn't fit the aesthetics of what I wanted, and I just didn't really know what to do with the landscaping, because I really wanted to just show off the home. I wanted that to be the focal point, like, because I like it so much. It's such a cute place. And yeah, I got rid of the pond, so literally everything you see here is me just pulling out all of the debug stuff and then deleting it in like 5 minutes. How exciting is that? I did add a tree or two, just to, give them a bit of shade and coverage, but that overall was really it. And then there's a little patch I did eventually of like a little bush area. But I quite like it. It made it, the 2 trees I added made it actually look very cozy and homey and closed off, but they still had all of their beautiful views of the ocean. Or bay. What is this? A bay? I think it is a bay. And so that's what I did in the back to add just a little bit of spice. I wanted to add maybe another tree, and so I added a skinny one, which I quite like. So like that spot could be intentionally landscaped. But that was it. I normally do add a lot more landscaping, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to overwhelm the space. And I couldn't find the rocks in debug, so I did have to buy those, which upset me a little bit in my mind. I then added, for the final touches, some terrain paint to just add some liveliness to the space, and that's it. I really do like how this turned out, even though it did take me ages to figure out the terrain. But I really, I don't know. I think this is a gorgeous 4x4. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. And again, you can download all of my builds on the gallery underneath poppybuilds. That is where you can find them. I decided against these lanterns. I just didn't think they looked nice. And said, okay, stop trying to add things. This is the build. Chill. So let's go and tour it. There's my sim climbing the ladder. They like the ladder more than the front door. Don't ask me why. Here is the kitchen. Very, very beautiful, open, welcoming. Great place to host, and a massive, massive kitchen for the space that this really is. Thumbs up from me. Out here is our little dining room area. You will see it in just a second. Okay, here we go. Just a little nice dining space. Very simple, very chill. Going up the ladder, we are now onto the second floor, which is where the bathroom and little workspace are. You could definitely put something, I think, where that tapestry is, but I kept it open just in case. So that's where the desk is. Out here is a chess table and easel. Quite nice. Then through here is the bathroom with really nice cream tones. And I am happy I added that mirror. I mean, look at the view. And sorry, I remember doing this and thinking, I can't believe that there was a sailboat. It got me so excited. I want a sailing expansion pack, please. Water sports. That's what I want. That would be so fun. Here is the third floor. That is the living room. Very simple with a very statement chair, but otherwise very clean and very nice. For some reason, I remember doing this walkthrough and the camera sped up really fast, like the third floor upwards, and I cannot tell you why. This is the outdoor space, so please just bear with that little moment. I tried to go as slow as possible, and I have no idea why it sped up. This is the fourth room, the bedroom. Nice and simple. See, it glitched out like crazy. Oh, I remember doing this, and I couldn't get it to fix on the second time either. So I'm very sorry that that was a little bit of a whiplash just then. But that is the whole entire build. Let me know what your favorite floor is, and don't forget to subscribe if you like watching these videos. Bye!